the Italy of the 16th century, a great mystery surrounded the Orsini family and their fief, the mystery of the monster park of Bomarzo. The center of the game board depicted the park of Bomarzo. By following its paths, you can follow the passing of game turns. At the top, you have some tracks to mark the progress of the game. Other tracks at the bottom, including the victory points won. All around the board will be placed the monstrous deities. During the game, the players will offer them gifts to invoke their favor. The players' boards represent the villages that have been entrusted to them. On these boards, the players will keep track of the wealth of their fief. By increasing the number of your workers, you will obtain new resources and strategic keys. At the top of the board, you can place the action pawns available during your turn, and the resources you have. In each round, players take turns to place their pawns on the available actions, until they've placed them all. You can place your pawn on the actions available on the board to get resources. From the mine, coins, from the cultivated fields, food, from the vineyard, wine, which can also be used instead of the two other types. Otherwise, you may place the action pawn on one of the deities of the pantheon. When you invoke a deity, you have to donate the offering she requires, in this case a food and a coin. If another player in the same turn wants to invoke the same god, he has to offer more resources than those already present. You can copy the action of an opposing player out of your turn of play. In this case, you have to spend the same amount of resources plus 2 wine resources. Let's see the deities in detail. The ogre requires food to offer his support. At the end of the game, he rewards the player who will own more food resources. The ogre allows you to steal one of the resources present on the other gods, except for the wine. The goddess requires at least 1 food and 1 coin. At the end of the game, she rewards the player who has mainly developed the culture in his fief. With this action, you can increase by 2 the number of your workers. The genius requires coins and rewards the player who, at the end of the game, will be more developed in science. It also allows you to draw 2 development cards from the deck. These should be kept in hand or under the cover card to be played later or used as resources. The giant requires at least 2 food and 1 coin, and rewards who, at the end of the game, has played more development cards of the building type. He allows you to play this type of card. Development cards have 2 levels, basic and upgraded. Basic level provides advancements on the secondary fields, to be marked with the tracks on the board. They also have a symbol, which combined with other symbols provides victory points at the end of the game. The symbols at the bottom of the card show what is present on the back of the card itself, so you will always have a clear access to all this information without having to turn it. As an alternative, with the giant's action, you may decide to upgrade a development building card already in play. In this way, you'll get advancements in the primary and secondary fields and special abilities to use in the following turns. The elephant requires at least 2 coins and 1 food, and rewards the one who, at the end of the game, will be more developed in knowledge. Like the giant, he allows you to play or upgrade development cards, but of the knowledge type. The whale requires at least 2 coins and 1 food, and rewards the one who will be more developed in characters. Like the giant and the elephant, she allows you to play or upgrade development cards, but of the character type. The turtle requires food and rewards the player who, at the end of the game, will be more developed in architecture. She allows you to discard cards from your hand to advance on the secondary field's tracks. The dragon requires at least 1 coin and 1 food, and rewards the player who will possess more coins. He allows you to choose one of the cards in your hand just according to the number that is shown at the top, and to place it under one of the deities of the pantheon. At the end of the game, all the cards are revealed in order to calculate for each one of them their worship value, given by the sum of the numbers on the cards. The deities will then be repositioned around the board, following the decreasing value of worship. This is very important because at the end of the game, the deities will reward the players with victory points, depending on their position on the board. For example, the genius will grant 3 victory points to the green player, first in science, and 2 to the blue one, who got the second place. Moving around the game board, the victory points of the deities will gradually decrease until the last position. Finally, players will score victory points according to the combination of the symbols of the development cards in play. In conclusion, Bomarzo is a game that offers multiple strategies and play keys, and allows you to create your own effective strategy or to make other players' strategy fail, thus ensuring a great depth and replayability.